players and participation alike. The highest ideals can only be realized where there is respect for the effort and integrity of all game officials, coaches, and players. We request that all spectators join with us in making this contest a tribute to sportsmanship and fair play. CHSAA bylaws prohibit the use of artificial noisemakers at all athletic events. Items such as air horns, whistles, thundersticks, and/or cowbells will be confiscated. Now, will you please stand and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem by the Liberty Marching Band under the direction of Sarah Romero and Hannah Harm.
Good afternoon and welcome to Gary Berry Stadium in Colorado Springs for our matchup today between the Thornton Trojans and the Liberty Lancers.
Please remember that while you are a fan at a Liberty High School athletic contest, sportsmanship is our expectation. When you cheer, please cheer for your team. As a reminder, spectators may not be on the field before, during, and/or after the game. Our coin toss winner is the visiting team from Thornton. Good luck to today's participants.
So the Trojans and the Lancers coming in today, the 4A I-25 Football League standings has Liberty at 1-2 overall, 1-1 in league, and Thornton still looking for their first win of the year, 0-1 in league, 0-3 overall. Earlier today, Coronado beat Cheyenne Mountain to improve to 2-1 in league and drop Cheyenne Mountain to 2-1 in league. And Palmer beat Whitefield to improve to 2-1 in league, dropping Whitefield to 0-2 on this abbreviated COVID-19 season. So a Liberty win here today would give us a four-way tie atop the I-25 4A football standings. Now, of course, Thornton trying to get off the schneid and get their first win of the year. Trojans will receive. Ball comes down, taken at the 15. Finding a seam and a nice return all the way out to the 45-yard line. Is Gabe Milan Guevara, a 5'7" sophomore. He puts his team in good field position at the 44-yard line. Isaiah Reese, the starting quarterback. He will be joined in the backfield by Jaheim Young, a 5'6" senior, and Mike Marquez, a 5'9" senior. Reese just a junior. But now he starts the game empty backfield, two receivers left and right. And they're going to run a pass play that's completed downfield. Isaac Gomez with the reception, the 5'11" sophomore. Their leading receiver, his 27th 22nd catch of the year. He has 3 touchdowns and almost broke that one away for a touchdown. So a great opening play, little trickery to open things up for the Trojans. And if you're viewing on the Liberty Lancers YouTube channel from the Thornton area, thank you so much for the tune-in. This is Young off the right-hand side, bowling his way behind that offensive line. Sarah Barraza and Uribe on that right side, a sophomore and a junior combination. Just shy of the 10-yard line, going to be 2nd down and 6. Offset I, give it to Young again. Young is going to be swallowed under. Brandon Kelo, the 6'3", 230-pound senior for the Lancers, shoots the gap and drops him for a loss of 3 back to the 13-yard line. That is going to bring up 3rd and 9. Third and 9 for the Trojans. Young in the deep in the offset I. Pass coming to this near side. Again intended for Gomez and a little bit too tall for the 5'11" sophomore. So it will be 4th and 9 from the 13-yard line. Offense on the field. Still no kick attempt for the Trojans. Early test for this Liberty defense. Spread formation, throw the seam route. And this might be good enough for the first down and a new set of downs. It is caught down at the 3-yard line. Austin Trujillo with the reception. First and goal for the Trojans on this opening salvo. Offset I, give it to Young. He's going to try to bounce it around the right-hand side. Gets grabbed about the shoulder pads. Pulled down for a gain of a couple. Just inside the 3. It's going to be 2nd and goal from there. And quarterback keeper, did he get in? Yes. Isaiah Reese with the rushing touchdown. He had carried once and lost 7 yards, so there's his 2nd carry of the season, and it's good for a 2-yard touchdown. And the Trojans open the scoring. 9:04 left on the clock. Evan Montalongo on for the extra point, and it is up and good. So with 9:04 on the clock, the Trojans take the early 7-0 lead over Liberty on the opening drive. Got the great return out to the 45 and then finished it with Reese taking it the final 2 yards. So if you traveled from the north end of Denver down here to Gary Berry Stadium on this beautiful Halloween day, that's the way you like to open things up. In the loss last week, the Trojans scored 21 against Coronado, and they scored 23 against Summit in the loss week too, after being shut out by Rampart. So a good start to get on the board with 9:04. Wind blows the ball off the tee, so we will move in a holder, and that is David Ibanez, the senior, who will hold it on the tee for Montelongo. Squib kick, muffed at the 10-yard line. Taking it all the way back, and he is going to be snuffed at the 3-yard line. Great downfield coverage by the Trojans. Aiden Swanor, the 5'6" junior, came up to play it like a center fielder, only to have it carry over his head, and the wind is at the back of the Trojans. So that might have played into that decision just a little bit. Now Aiden Swanson brings the offense to life. Bryson Williams, the junior tailback, behind him. And Bryson Williams has a nice run out to the 11-yard line. Gain of 7 for number 7. 5'10" junior, 23 carries for 154 yards and 2 touchdowns so far in the 2020 season. 2nd and 3 for Liberty. Give it to Swanson again, but Swanson is going to be swallowed up. Xavier Rodriguez and Zach Spurlock. Rodriguez a junior and Spurlock the senior, combining on that tackle in the middle.
Ball carried by number 7, Williams. Tackle made by 53, Rodriguez. 2nd down. Check that 3rd down.
3rd and 3. Delayed give off and not much happening for Luis Alamo, the 6-foot senior for the Lancers. He is going to lose yardage. Back to the 8-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th and 7 for the Lancers. And punting out of their own end zone. Tate Bynum to do the kicking. He stands 5 yards deep. Got to be careful of the snap with the way the wind is. Bynum able to get it away, but it is a high short kick taking a huge bounce. Going to be picked up at the 2-yard line and advanced in for the touchdown. So just like that, the Trojans have come out firing. So on the special team, that with the wind blowing from the north to the south, that ball was straight up in the air anyway. It bounced about the 2, alertly scooped up by one of the Trojans, and a short walk into the end zone. Now Montelongo on for the extra point, and a surprising 13-0 lead for the Trojans. And now 14-0. So Eric Gossage and the coaching staff for Liberty find themselves in a hole to a team hungry for their first win, and you've given this underdog a bit of bite.
Liberty High School would like to recognize our trainer, BJ Gardner. Thank you, BJ, for all you do for the athletes of Liberty High School.
2 minutes was all the possession time for Liberty, and it results in a touchdown for Thornton. Wind at the back of Montalongo. He puts his foot into it. A good kick, and this will bounce into the end zone for the touchback. So Liberty will have a starting position of the 20. A little bit better than being backed up to your own 4 after the previous kick. This offense, led by Aiden Swanson and Bryson Williams, will go back to work. Swanson with a design keeper that's going to go absolutely nowhere. Swanson dropped back 3 steps and looked to pass, and the pressure coming from Thornton right up the middle sacked him for a 1-yard loss. Now 2nd and 11. Give it to Bryson Williams with a big hole. Williams coming to the near side across the 30. That'll be a first down all the way out to the 35-yard line. So a pickup of 16 for Bryson Williams. Williams takes it again off the right-hand side. Slammed together for about 4 yards. Bring up 2nd and 6. Zach Skurlock on the tackle for Thornton. Liberty now spreads 3 receivers to the right side of the formation. Pressure coming from Thornton out in the flat to Bryson Williams. Williams able to make the first man miss and the second, and he'll be into Trojan territory. Evan Montalongo with the tackle. The ball at the 46-yard line, first down for Liberty. Chain gang taking their time to get set here. Liberty wanting to go, go, go. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Give off the middle and going nowhere. Jordan Padilla with the tackle. Bliss with the carry for the Lancers. Bliss in the backfield, spelling Williams. 7th carry of the year. Now this 8th carry, and he breaks it into the open field. This is Bliss going home. 48 yards for the touchdown. Harrison Bliss, the 5'5" junior. Getting a big hug on that sideline as he comes across. And that brings the Lancers right back into it, gives them a little bit of life. Bynum on for the extra point. 14-6. And a high snap. This is going to be trouble, throwing it down into the corner and almost complete to Bynum, despite the coverage of 2 Trojans. So the extra point fails, and it is 14-6 in favor of the Trojans. But Bliss from 48, nifty bit of running, changing direction several times. 4:34 before the end of the first quarter. Liberty showing some life after the disastrous second touchdown on the fake punt. Nothing fancy, just power football. Now they will kick it away down by 8. Good kick into the wind. It's muffed down there by the Trojans. And a good open field tackle at the 15. So the Trojans will have it 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Offset eye. Handoff coming to the near side. Young with a nice run. Shows his elusiveness. He's going to be ahead for a gain of 10 and a first down. Jaheim Young. He has broken his longest run of the year, 75 yards. So he shows the same capability that Harrison Bliss just did for Liberty. Double tight end formation. Give it to Young, and Young is going to be smothered by the right side of that Liberty defense. Anthony J. Brandon Kilo. Second and 10 now. Handoff to Young, and this Lancers defense is caught up to Mr. Young now. It's going to be a loss of 3 back to the 21. Bring up 3rd and 13. Third and 13, and we've jumped by the Thornton offense. It's going to back them up 5 yards. Now 3rd and 18. Pass coming, well overthrown and out of bounds. The intended receiver, Anthony Lobato. Good coverage down the near sideline by Luis Alamo, the 6-foot junior. This is going to be 4th and 18, punt situation, punt team called on. Montalongo will do the honors. And Muff on the punt, and Liberty is on top of the ball. It squirts away, but it's not going to matter. So Montelongo has trouble holding on to it. So a key error in each of the kicking teams. Thornton was able to cash on their opportunity from the 2. Liberty takes over at the 6, and we will see how they fare. Bryson Williams back in the backfield. Double tight end formation. Give it to Williams off the left-hand side, and he is just going to bowl in from 6. Now the question, does Eric Gossage go for 1 and trail by 1, or does he go for 2 and try to get the tie? .157 left to go before the end of the first quarter. And Liberty will go for 2. Swanson talking to Parsick. Spread the H back out a little bit. And timeout Liberty. Eric Gossage wanting to not miss on this opportunity. Calls his team to the sidelines. Important 2 points here early in this ball game. Still in the first quarter. But a chance to get back to even and decide it in the final 3 quarters. And of course, on the north end zone, the Liberty Band playing the theme from Jeopardy. They provided us our national anthem today before the game. Action in the 4A I-25 League. Bryson Williams takes the option pitch, and he has leveled, fumbled the ball. The try fails. So Thornton clinging to a 2-point lead, 14-12. I will say this about Thornton. When you look at the stat sheets, you look at their heights and weights, they're not that imposing, shall we say. But I was talking with a fan earlier down in the stands, and I reminded them it is not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. And so far, the Trojans have shown a lot of fight. So now it's time to see how they will respond as they will receive this kick. Guevara is back with Gomez. They'll stand at the 10-yard line. This one comes down. And a vicious tackle at the 23-yard line. Millen Guevara, the sophomore, 5'7", with the return. He had the big return on the opening kickoff that set Thornton up for their first touchdown drive. Set up at the 28 now. In motion, pitch it to Young around the left-hand side. Picking up some blocking, cutting his field back. Dragging tacklers across midfield and into Liberty territory. Bennett and Winters on the tackle. So 1st and 10 in Liberty territory for Thornton. Give it to Young again, straight up the middle. Had trouble with the handoff, and he is going nowhere. Anthony J., the defensive end, stops him at the line of scrimmage. The 6', 250-pound senior with 11 total tackles and 2 for loss coming into the game. That one's going to be about a half-yard loss, so the 3rd tackle for loss on the year for Anthony J. Senior day at Gary Berry Stadium for Liberty. All the seniors recognized before the game. 2nd and 11 now. Reese hands off to Young. Young with a nice seam and finds a bigger seam, and he's off to the races. Touchdown. So we had a big run. Jaheim Young with the touchdown, 49 yards on that scamper. Started off the right-hand side, found a seam in the middle, cut it back, and he was gone to the races. 20-12 is the score now. Montelongo on for the extra point, and he pushes it right, no good. So with 26.4 left on the clock before the end of the first quarter, the score is 20-12 in favor of Thornton. The high point total for Thornton is 23, and they are knocking at the door. They have scored 23 and 21 in their losses, and they've got 20 here in the first quarter. So an offensive explosion. Reese and Young with touchdowns. And then the return punt by the special teams for the touchdown. And if the Lancers overlook the Trojans because of their record, they're definitely getting a wake-up call here. Kick is underway, and it gets by Mustafa Doria and into the end zone for the touchback. And the Lancers will start at the 20-yard line. Liberty playing their home schedule in this COVID-19 shortened season at Gary Berry Stadium because of reconstruction of the field up at District 20 Stadium. Flag on the play. They were talking to the Liberty bench. Illegal substitution called on the Lancers. That'll move them back to the 15-yard line, be 1st and 15. Colorado Springs School District 11 hosting Liberty, Rampart, and Pine Creek while their stadium is being reworked. Bryson Williams breaks a tackle, gets out across the 20-yard line to about the 23, so a gain of 8 for Bryson Williams. Young on the tackle. End of the quarter here at Gary Berry Stadium. And a great one if you're the Thornton Trojans. You lead by the score of 20-12. As you have 2 offensive touchdowns and also a special teams touchdown of 2 yards on a short punt return. What a beautiful day in Colorado Springs. We had a temperature at kickoff about 66 degrees. Quick check to see if it might have warmed up. That was about to be our high temperature for the day. It's cooled off to 63. We had an earlier game today between Cheyenne Mountain and Coronado High Schools, and we had a lot of cramping in that as the players were fighting hydration problems on such a warm day. Through the first quarter here, we have not seen any cramping issues, which is always nice. The band is in the north end of the stadium and the south end down by the locker rooms. It is the Liberty Lancers cheerleaders supporting the efforts of their football team. Williams in the backfield behind Swanson. Give it off to Williams. He will pull his way out to the 29-yard line. Pickup of 6, bring up 3rd and 1. Give straight up the middle to Williams again. That's enough for a first down as he picks up 4 out to the 33-yard line. Somebody in the band playing the jingle for Liberty Mutual to support the Lancers. Trailing by 8 thanks to the missed extra point by the Trojans. 20-12 is our score, just underway in the second quarter. Shotgun now for Swanson. And we are going to have delay of game against the Lancers. Aiden Swanson, the junior quarterback, taking just a little bit too long to get the play called and get the team to the line. Swanson back, heavy rush. Out in the flat and complete to Bliss. Bliss out to the 35. He will pick up about 7 and bring up a 2nd and 8 for Liberty. Liberty comes into this game playing on a very short week. They played Tuesday at Widefield. As the give to Bliss, Bliss finds some running room on the right-hand side. He's going to be short of the first down, but he'll be across the 40 to the 42. Leo Uribe, 5'10", 200-pound junior, in on the tackle. 3rd and 2 for the Lancers. Bliss tries the left-hand side, and second effort and a little push is going to get him out to the 44 and enough for a Liberty first down. First and 10 at midfield. Give it back to Williams, and Williams is going to plow ahead across midfield to the 49. Pickup of 8 on the play. 2nd and 2. Liberty being very deliberate with the power running again, which was successful on first scoring drive. Fake it and a keeper by Swanson around the left-hand side on the naked boot inside the 40 before he is brought down. With the tackle, Jaden Lane. Jaden Lane, 5'7" and 140 pounds, just a junior. Enough for a Liberty first down at the 39-yard line. Try the right-hand side and not much there. Back to the original line of scrimmage for Williams. Second and 10. Trying to go straight up the middle again. Williams with a gain of, we'll call it a yard. Going to bring up 3rd and 9. Xavier Rodriguez coming to the sideline to get a breather. Third and 9 for the Lancers. Williams stretches for the first down. He will be short about 3 yards. So it'll be 4th and 3 for Liberty. Liberty will go for it. Double tight end formation. Swanson with the bootleg and a great keeper. Cuts it inside and he will score. Aiden Swanson. It comes from 33 yards out. And it pulls the Lancers within 2 as you see the celebration. Liberty has been feeding Thornton a heavy dose of Bryson Williams. And that set up the bootleg for Aiden Swanson, the 6'1", 180-pound junior. Had just 4 carries for 40 yards coming in, and he had lost 2 fumbles. Or he had fumbled twice, not lost any. And that is his first rushing touchdown of the year. And it comes now going for 2. Handed off to Williams, and we have got a tie ball game at 20 apiece at 7:02 before halftime. Some of the happy Lancer fans on the far side celebrating that tying touchdown. And the Liberty Lancer band. This kick is going to bounce away from Isaac Gomez and into the end zone for the touchback. And 7:02 on the clock. And Liberty having it tied up now will go to work defensively, trying to hold the Trojans down. Get another possession for themselves before halftime. Ibanez now in at the fullback in front of Young. Motion man and student body right to the near side. Getting through and not being able to bring down Young. And finally, late whistles after the players are pretty much quit playing. It's going to be a loss of 1 for Young back to the 19, bring up second and 11. Coming through on a safety blitz was Doria. He was able to trap Young behind the line of scrimmage. Lobato split to the right of your screen. Handed off to Young. Young runs to the right, finds a seam off tackle. Gets ahead for a gain of 7. Now they'll set it back at the 25, so a gain of 6. And a third and much more manageable 5 yards. Clock running inside of the 6-minute mark before halftime. Motion for Lobato, pitch it out, same play. Pull the guard in the house and the National Guard. Pitch it to Young, and Young will be ahead out to the 36-yard line. And a first down. Kilo with the tackle for Liberty.
Senior cheerleaders and band members, at the conclusion of the first half, please report to the north end zone for senior recognition ceremony.
Offset eye, receiver to side, give it to Young again. This time Parsik is going to knife in from the defensive end position and get at Young's feet. Keep him to a gain of a yard. Can't help but look at Jake Parsik and think of a defensive-minded Rob Gronkowski. Parsik, that kind of body, not near as big as Gronk. But timeout called by Thornton here. 4:28 to go before halftime. Second and 8 from the 38 in a tie ball game.
Please remember that Colorado law and all Academy School District prohibit the use of tobacco or alcohol by any person on school property or school grounds. That includes this stadium. Thank you for your assistance with this expectation.
First time out used by Thornton here this afternoon. Liberty still has all 3. I believe the scoreboard to be wrong because Liberty called one before on that last possession. So I believe the timeouts are 2 and 2. But Thornton trying to mount a drive after Liberty tied it up. They have the ball second and 9 from the 43-yard line. Offset eye, Gomez in motion. Pitch it to Young on the right, and Young is going to get swallowed up.
Number 2 with the ball, Jaheim Young. Tackle made by number 2, Luis Alamo.
Luis Alamo with the tackle on Jaheim Young. release under center. Come back out looking to pass. Pass intended for Isaac Gomez on a quick in route, but incomplete, and it will be 4th down. Daria drops back for the Lancers to receive this punt. But the offense still on the field for Thornton. So no punt, they're going to go for it unless they quick kick. Montalongo is on the field. He is coming to the right side of your screen as a receiver. Now Doria has to come up into the safety position. And just a quick give up the middle. And the Trojans are going to turn it over on downs at the 34. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Lancers. A bit of a gift there, but with the way the wind is blowing, with Thornton scoring a touchdown on a kick that went straight up into the air on in this wind on Liberty. The gamble might have been worth taking, but I don't understand the play call on a run instead of trying to throw the ball. Williams off the left-hand side. Good game. He's going to be close to a 1st down. Down to the 27, a gain of 9. Timeout called by Thornton, their 2nd.
Timeout, Thornton.
Williams following the left side of that Liberty line. Anthony J, 6'3", 230, and senior. Jacob Lively, 6'2", 270, and a senior. And then Dom Herrera, 5'9", 250, a senior. On that occasion, they were able to spring Williams for 9. And if you haven't watched many football games today, something new in the COVID area, instead of having the big 5 or 10 gallon Gatorade jugs that you're used to seeing at high school football games, now they've got a cooler of little 6-ounce bottles. That way each player can have a bottle, and normally there's a trash can that goes out. Well, there you see the coach with the box to take up all the empties. So rather than sharing cups or having any other issues with backwash and things like that, it's a 6-ounce bottle. Swanson under pressure, tried to hold on as long as he could, flip it out into the flat to Williams, but the pressure was too quick by the Trojans. On 2nd and 1, incomplete. It will be 3rd and 1. Give it to Williams off the left guard. And he's ahead inside the 20 down to the 18. Pickup of 8 and a Liberty 1st down. And we have an injured Trojan, looks like. They got him up to his feet, but they had blown the whistle. That is Jordan Padilla, defensive end. Looks like he is trying to stretch out a cramp. 1st and 10 now for the Lancers. A chance to take their first lead of the ball game. Give it to Williams. Nice cutback. But then he is going to be hit by one of the safeties. I think that was Jalen Lane.
2nd down.
Pickup of 9 for Williams. This time tried off the right-hand side. Williams ahead for the 1st down, close to the 5-yard line. That'll be a 1st down, but we do have a flag in the offensive backfield. holding against Liberty. That'll back them up, wipe out that first down effort.
Holding, Liberty.
Set the ball just inside the 20. So it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Lancers. Keep pounding Williams off the left-hand side. He'll be inside the 15, close to the 12-yard line. Pickup of 8. Leave a 3rd and we'll call it 3 for the Lancers. 2:05 left to go before the half. Liberty not in any real hurry. They do have a couple of timeouts left. Liberty gives it to Williams again. Williams inside the 10 down to the 9. This is going to be close. They might need to bring the chains in. They say he is short. 4th down, the indication from the officials. So with 1:45 and counting on the clock, Liberty going to line it up on the offense, try to get a half yard. Double tight end set. Williams with it. And the first down. Down to the 7-yard line. Rodriguez, Spurlock, and Padilla trying to corral this running game. In there now with the injury to Padilla is Alfredo Castilla. Swanson to pass. Ball on the ground. Did he get back on top of it? Second down, great pressure by the Trojans there. They were on Swanson as he took his 3 or 4 step drop. 1:04 on the clock. Liberty now facing a 2nd and goal from the 14. Give it off the left-hand side. Nick Bennett in with the carry, giving Williams a breather.
Tackle by 58, Alfredo Castillo.
Castillo with the tackle and timeout called by Liberty. I believe that is their 3rd and final timeout. 46 seconds on the clock. Ball spotted at the 14. It would be an attempt of 31 with the wind at your back. If they opt for a field goal, it's just 3rd down, 3rd and goal from the 15. "46 seconds until halftime. Tied at 20. Thornton got off to a 14-0 lead, and then Harrison Bliss answered for Liberty with a 48-yard run to cap a drive, and then Williams, after the Trojans had muffed a punt and on a bad snap, recovered by Liberty, Williams went 6 yards. The 2-point conversion failed, making it 14-12. That was minute 57 left in the first quarter. And then Young with the 49-yard run for Thornton to make it 20-12 when the extra point was missed. And then Swanson with an 18-yard run and a 2-point conversion by Williams over the middle and complete. Sean Schwartz with his first catch of the game. 5th catch on the year. That is going to bring up fourth down. We are inside of 30 seconds before half. Field goal kicking team is on. Tate Bynum. Spot of the ball is the 13, so Bynum with a 23-yard attempt. Inside of 10 seconds now. And whistle stopping the play, and Thornton going to try to ice Bynum. They might have done Liberty a favor. They called the timeout with 2.9 seconds left. There is a flag on the play right by the ball. The game clock and the play clock were almost identical down inside of 3 seconds, and Liberty did not look ready to snap the ball. Now with Thornton calling the timeout, it's going to let Liberty come in, get set for this kick by Tate Bynum. Again, it will be a 23-yard attempt, and the wind is blowing north to south, so it will be at Bynum's back. The holder will be William Winters. Chance for Liberty to have the first lead of the ball game. And the kick is up and good from 23 yards, and Tate Bynum getting mobbed by his teammates. And that is the end of the first half, with the Liberty Lancers coming off the deck, trailing by 14, and they lead as we go to halftime, 23-20. It is senior day here at Gary Berry Stadium for Liberty High School, and so the halftime festivities will feature recognizing the senior cheerleaders and bands. We will take a break here at halftime with Liberty up 23-20 and let you enjoy the festivities.
Welcome to the second half of our senior recognition ceremony. Please direct your attention to the north end of the field as we will recognize our senior cheerleaders and senior marching band members at this time. We will begin the ceremony with our senior cheerleaders. Caroline Cameron. Caroline would like to thank her parents, Rod and Jody Cameron. She'd like to thank her parents and siblings for always supporting her and helping her reach her goals. Caroline is planning on attending Western Colorado University following graduation and pursuing a degree in elementary education. Kate Simernasik. Kate would like to thank her mom, Christy Simernasik, as well as her friends and family for always being there and helping mold her into the person she has become. Kate is planning on attending, well, she's not sure yet. She'd like to pursue a degree in secondary education with a specialty in history. Kendall Flynn. Kendall would like to recognize her parents, Wendy and Sean Flynn. She would like to thank her parents for always being her support system and her biggest fans at games. Kendall is planning on attending Arizona State University following graduation and pursuing a degree in journalism and mass communication. Caitlin Gerke. Caitlin would like to recognize her mom and brother as well as her best friends, Allie and Rachel. She'd like to thank her family and friends for supporting her through the ups and downs of high school and always pushing her to do her best. Caitlin is planning on attending Colorado Mesa University following graduation and pursuing a degree in cellular, molecular, and developmental biology in hopes to be a surgeon. Allie LeClaire. Allie would like to recognize her parents, Dan and Stephanie LeClaire. She'd like to thank her family and friends for always being there for her and pushing her to do her best. Allie is planning on attending Colorado Mesa University following graduation and pursuing a degree in biochemistry in hopes of becoming a pharmacist. Maddie Rarick. Maddie would like to recognize her parents, Mandy and Andy Rarick. Maddie would like to thank her parents for always supporting her and helping her succeed in not only school and cheer, but every aspect of her life. Maddie is planning on attending CSU following graduation and pursuing a degree. Well, she's not sure yet. Morgan Relic. Morgan would like to recognize her parents, Nicole and Brian Relic. She'd like to thank her family and friends for their continual love and support. Morgan is planning on attending the University of Arkansas following graduation and pursuing a degree in biomedical engineering. Coach Cardwell would like to thank her seniors for their dedication to Liberty Cheer and for supporting all the other athletic programs throughout their time at Liberty High School. We wish you much success as you pursue your dreams after high school. And now for our marching band seniors. Tyler Allison. Tyler would like to recognize Clay and Lisa Allison. Tyler plans on attending Pikes Peak Community College and later UNC for an automotive tech and business degree. He'd like to thank his friends and family and teachers for your patience and flexibility with him, as well as your support, especially this year. Courtney Amsden. Courtney would like to recognize Kevin and Amy Amsden. She'd like to thank her parents, friends, and teachers for all of your support and the fun memories that will last. She plans on attending Brigham Young University, pursuing nursing. Linnea Berger. Linnea would like to recognize Maria and Jeff Berger. She wants to thank the band directors for being cool and her parents. Hi, Ma. Linnea will be attending the Colorado School of Mines with an undecided major. Rachel Bauer. Rachel would like to recognize Gail Bauer. She wants to thank her mom for building her into the person she is today. You've shown her how to grow in happiness, wisdom, faith, and success. Love you, Mom. Rachel plans on going to CSU Fort Collins and pursuing a bachelor's degree in music therapy. Ryan Brown. Ryan would like to recognize Maisie and Cliff Brown. He says thank you to his parents, teachers, and friends. He wholeheartedly thanks his family, teachers, and most of all his friends. He says, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. He is undecided where he's attending college, but he's considering getting certified in musical instrument repair. Emma Edwards. Emma would like to recognize Jerry Edwards. She wants to thank Jerry, Sarah Leager, and Carol Edwards. She'd like to thank her dad and her sister for always supporting her and her mom for continuing to inspire her every day. Emma plans to attend Colorado State University for music education. Vanessa Gamboa. Vanessa would like to recognize Juan Gamboa. She would like to thank her younger siblings, Ethan and Amber, for always making her smile when she feels stressed, and her friends for always looking out for her. She says, thanks to all who helped me through all the hard times I faced this year. Vanessa plans on attending Pikes Peak Community College to study anything with animals. Mindy Garner. Mindy would like to recognize Kirk Garner and Becca Garner. She would like to thank her family and friends for supporting her and all of her interests throughout her high school career. Thank you. She plans on attending the Colorado School of Mines, pursuing a degree in engineering. Logan Griffin. Logan would like to recognize his mom. He wants to thank his parents for being such kind, loving, and accepting parents. Logan plans to attend Colorado School of Mines, pursuing civil engineering. Eli Herndon. Eli would like to recognize Tom and Danae Herndon. He'd like to thank his grandparents for all the support they've given him throughout his high school career. He's undecided where he'll attend college, but would like to major in mathematics. Caitlin Holmes. Caitlin would like to recognize Chris and Michelle Holmes. She says, thank you so much for everything. At this time, she's undecided on what college she'll be attending and what plan or degree she will be pursuing at this time. Kara Kelsch. Kara would like to recognize Carla and Carl. She wants to thank her parents and her music instructors, Sarah Romero and Hannah Harm, as well as Alberto Ortega. Thank you so much for raising and helping me to become the person I am today. Kara intends to attend Brigham Young University, pursuing a bachelor's degree in nursing. E.J. Lee. EJ would like to recognize Herbert and Yunsu Cuevas. He says thank you to his aunt and uncle, friends, and the band directors. Quote, I want to thank everyone in my life who's been so supportive of me and always been there for me when I needed, especially the band community. I wouldn't have gotten through high school without my band family. He's currently undecided on what college to attend, but would like to pursue a degree in music performance. David Lemke. David would like to recognize his parents, Troy and Julie. A special thank you goes out to YouTube. Thank you, YouTube videos, for helping explain complex mathematical concepts when the textbooks failed to be clear. I couldn't have made it this far without you. David intends on attending Utah State University's aviation program to become a professional pilot. Rebecca Mitchell. Rebecca would like to recognize her mother, Sarah Meyer. She would like to say a special thank you to Ms. Romero and Ms. Harm. Thank you for being the best band teachers I could ask for. Rebecca intends on attending the University of Northern Colorado, pursuing music and education. Ashley Piercy. Ashley would like to recognize Kelly Hooper. She'd like to thank her parents, her grandparents, and everyone that has supported her crazy dreams. Simply put, thank you. At this time, she is unsure where she will attend college, but she does plan on pursuing nursing. Emma Robertson. Emma would like to recognize Doug and Kelly Robertson. She wants to say thank you to her parents, Ms. Romero, Ms. Harm, and other awesome Liberty High School teachers, and her sister Sophia. Thank you so much for always being there for me, even when times were hard. High school flew by so fast. Thanks for being such an important part of my life. She intends on attending the University of Wyoming. Go Pokes! She plans on pursuing chemistry. Adrian Rodriguez. Adrian would like to recognize Alex Rodriguez, his father. Special thank you goes out to his parents, Aisha Reyes and Alex Rodriguez. Thank you for always taking care of me. Adrian intends on attending the Universal Technical Institute for Automotive Technology. Andrew Shad. Andrew would like to recognize Malcolm Shad. I'd like to say thank you to his family, his teachers and band directors, and his peers. They made me who I am today and helped me grow as a person. Andrew intends on attending the School of Mines, studying mathematics. Megan Smith. Megan would like to recognize her mom, Christy Smith. Special thank you to her mom, dad, and brothers. Thank you for supporting me. Megan intends on attending Brigham Young University. At this time, she is undecided. Carter Teeples. Carter would like to recognize Darren and Carla Teeples. Special thank you to his family, the Liberty Band Program, and Mark Hamilev. Thank you for always pushing me to work hard, do my best, and for teaching me to find joy in life and music. Carter intends on attending Brigham Young University for pre-medicine. And Devin Wiley. Devin would like to recognize Kelly Wiley. Special thank you to my parents, my friends, and those who have supported me throughout my high school career. A whole is always the sum of its parts. I wouldn't be whole without y'all. Devin intends on going to college wherever he's accepted, studying biological sciences and neuroscience. Ms. Romero and Ms. Harm appreciate all the seniors and their tireless work and dedication to the Liberty Marching Band program. We wish you the best as you start your next chapter in life beyond high school graduation. To all our seniors, Liberty High School is proud of you. During these unprecedented times, you continue to show your dedication, passion, and resilience in everything you do. From the coaches, sponsors, staff, and administration, you are fantastic representatives of Lancer Nation, both inside and outside of the classroom. As you graduate this year, reach for the stars, pursue all your dreams, and never give up. Let's give one more hand to the class of 2021.
And the Liberty Lancer band performing as we wrap up halftime and get ready to come to play. The Lancers on top of the Trojans by the score of 23-20 after coming back from a disastrous 14-0 start. Both teams have scored off of punting special team situations. The second touchdown for the Trojans, it was a punt by the Lancers out of their own end into the wind, and the punt went straight up, and it was picked up on the bounce by one of the Trojans and returned 2 yards for a touchdown. And then later, the Trojans muffed a snap, giving a very short field to the Lancers, and the Lancers were able to cash on a Williams 6-yard run, which made the score 14-12 at the time. But 23-20 in favor of the Lancers. Senior day here at Gary Berry Stadium for the football players, band members, and cheerleaders. Football players were recognized before the game, and you may have just seen as we've got Thornton jumping off sides, drawing the flag and making it 1st and 5. Coming across was Anthony Lobato, the right defensive end. Make it 1st and 5 now for the Lancers. But the band and the cheerleaders were recognized at halftime. Halloween edition of high school football from Gary Berry Stadium. Lancers and the Trojans. Trojans looking for the first win, coming in at 0-3. The Lancers looking to even their record at 2-2 and climb into a 4-way tie atop the 4A I-25 South, thanks to Coronado defeating Cheyenne Mountain earlier today and Palmer defeating Whitefield. Liberty coming in on a short week. They played on Tuesday night against those Whitefield Gladiators and came away with the victory. Williams is brought down after a short gain. It's going to be 3rd and 1 now for Liberty. Give it to the workhorse Williams, and Bryson Williams ahead for the first down. Harrison Bliss with the carry on the draw gets out to the 36-yard line. Pickup of 4. Going to be 2nd and 6. Harrison Bliss had a 48-yard touchdown earlier, which made the score 14-6. Splitting time in the backfield with Williams. Now almost intercepted. In coverage was Isaac Gomez. He has an interception with a 28-yard return. Almost got his hands on that one. Alamo was the intended receiver for the Lancers. If you're watching us from the Denver Thornton area, thank you so much for the tune in here on the Liberty Lancers Athletics YouTube channel. We hope you enjoy watching the efforts of your Trojans football team, who have put up quite a battle today. Fourth down, punt situation coming for Liberty, 4th and 2. And the kick is away, and short kick, spots up like a good 9-iron. And it will be down by the Lancers at the 36 with no attempted return. Gomez was the man back to receive, but he never really got a chance at it. So the Trojans with the possession, trailing by 3, which is something we haven't been able to see or say much of the day. They led until the final minute of the first half when Liberty was able to kick the field goal. Young in the backfield, end around jet sweep to Gomez, and Gomez has got the angle, dragging Lancers down the sideline on the far side, down close to the 38-yard line. 25 yards on the carry for Isaac Gomez. Gomez had rushed 2 times before this game for 0 yards. Now he'll come to the bottom center of your screen. Offset eye, give it to Young around the right-hand side. Young cuts it back in. Anthony J with the tackle, for the Lancers. Second and 2 now for Thornton. Give it to the up man. Just straight power football down to the 30. That should be enough for the first down. That is Ibanez with the carry. Tackled by the nose guard, Brandon Kilo, 6'3" senior. 1st and 10 for Thornton from the 30 of the Lancers. Offset eye, tight end to the right. Give it off to Young, and that play is blown up before it gets started. That is Brandon Kilo knifing through the gap and getting a hold of Young before Young can get started. Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd and 13 now. Kilo had just 1 tackle for loss before this game. Racks up another one. He missed. He was out for the Cheyenne Mountain game a couple weeks ago. Now Young to the right. Throw the screen pass and not fooling anybody. Alamo with the tackle. The receiver, Montalongo, gets wrapped up, actually going to lose a yard. make it 3rd and 14 with the ball back at the 34-yard line. Back to pass, looking for the home run ball down about the 10. There is the flag for pass interference on Alamo. The intended receiver was Isaac Gomez. And now we'll sort this out. The officials talking about it to see if it was offensive or defensive possibly. Pass interference, Liberty. $15-yard penalty is one more than they needed. It will be an automatic, or it will be a first down on the march off. Unlike the pros, it is not a spot foul, just a 15-yard penalty. Reese under center, offset eye. Give it to Young coming the near side. Strung out nicely by the Lancers. Tackled by Joe Shaver, the 5'10 junior, 180 pounds. 23 tackles on the year, 13 solo. Add another one. One of the leading tacklers on this Liberty team at the inside linebacker position. Anthony Lobato is way left of the screen in the formation. Handoff to Young. Young finds some open field on the left. Late flag flies in. As Young gets down inside the 10 to about the 8, and that's where our flags lie. Personal foul face mask against the Lancers. That will be half the distance to the goal. 4:47, first and goal for the Trojans. Chance to take the lead back. They trail 23-20. Offset eye. Give it to Young off the right-hand side, and Young's going to make one cut and get into the end zone for the touchdown and the lead. 4:24 left to go in the third. Thornton reclaims the lead on the 6-yard Young touchdown. That is the second touchdown on the day for Young. Montelongo on now for the extra point. Flag on the play, but the kick is up and good. Well, whistles. I don't see any flags, but the whistles. So now it is 27-23 in favor of Thornton. 4:24 left to go here in the third. Thornton regains the lead for the first time since the 7-minute mark of the second quarter When Swanson scored on the 18-yard run to tie it up with the extra point, or with the 2-point conversion. Liberty back to receive. Montalongo puts his foot into it. And this one through the hands of Doria once again, in and through the end zone. With this wind blowing at the back of the Trojans, I'm surprised that the Lancers are not standing on the goal line or on the 2 or 3 to where they've got a better opportunity to play those balls. There have been several miscues in the kick return game for the Lancers today. Swanson brings him up in the pistol, receiver left, receiver right. Give it to Williams, and Williams gets tripped up as he gets through his line. Falls forward for a couple. Xavier Rodriguez, Zach Skurlock anchoring the center of that line, Anthony Lobato and Jordan Padilla. The rest of that 4-man front for the Trojans. This time it opens up a little bit more for Williams. He's out to the 25, or just shy of it. Pickup of 5, it'll bring up 3rd and 4. In there now at the right defensive end, Lucero Barraza, the 6-foot sophomore. On 3rd and 6 for the Lancers. Give it to Williams off the left-hand side. He's close to the 30, close to the first down. Looks like he's going to be about half a yard short, so it will be 4th and short for the Lancers. Inside of 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter in a back and forth ball game. Very entertaining. Give it right up the middle, just power football. And ahead for the first down out to the 33-yard line. Trying to see if that was Williams or Bliss. It was Williams. So it'll be Liberty first down at the 34-yard line. Slipping on the play and going down, that'll be loss of a couple, is Williams. So that's a loss of 2 and going to bring up 2nd and 12. Great job again. That defensive front, Padilla, Rodriguez, Spurlock, Lobato, and now in there, Lucero Barraza, just stopping the Lancers. Battle in the trenches is where you win it, and right now it's about a 50-50 excursion. This is out to Williams in the flat, unable to keep his balance. No gain on the play. Abbas Aziz, in the coverage, the linebacker, going to be 3rd and 13. Actually lost a yard on the play. Closing in on 1 minute to play here. Liberty going to spread it out a little bit more. Put Swanson in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left. Again, they are playing into this wind here in the 3rd. Now Swanson throws one out, and it's caught. Remarkable adjustment to the ball. And the catch for the first down out at the 48-yard line. Austin Trujillo, the 6'2 junior, making his first catch. That is 10 on the year. Good for a first down. And we have got an injured Trojan getting some help down on the side. So 1st and 10 for the Lancers at the 48. Back to the ground. Jordan Padilla leading the charge for the Trojans. No gain, 2nd and 10. Inside of 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter, with the Thornton Trojans on top of the Liberty Lancers by the score of 27-23. The Lancers let the clock expire. We will switch ends of the field. They'll have the wind at their back, and 2nd and 10 when we return to play.
Sports is not championships, but the development of lifetime values such as respect. Interscholastic competition teaches respect not only for the game, but for those who play it, coach it, and watch it. The lessons of respect extend beyond the playing field and into the classroom and our daily lives.
See what change of fortunes come with the wind now coming at Liberty's back as the flag on the north end actually goes still for the first time in the quarter. 2nd and 10 for Liberty. Back and down the seam, throwing for Mustafa Doria. Doria had half a step, but the pass will fall incomplete. Great thought to take the shot downfield. Young was actually back there in coverage. Young has moved into one of the safety positions. Swanson back, going to throw the same pattern. And it's going to be incomplete, and Young is going to be called for pass interference. And the Thornton coaching staff in disbelief. But the Lancers like that
pass interference
draw, pass interference. It'll move the ball 15 yards.
That'll result in a first down.
A first down. Move the ball all the way inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Lancers trailing by 4 as we start the fourth quarter. They led by 3 at the half. Lone touchdown in the third belonged to the Trojans. Williams with the carry, ahead for just a couple. Call it 2nd and 7 with the ball at the 40 or 36-yard line. But we saw the 2 passes by Liberty with the wind at their back. Here comes Williams around the right-hand side. Turning the corner, picks up a block and rumbles all the way inside the 20, down close to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Aziz with the tackle, but not until Williams gets way downfield. Ball spotted at the 16-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Lancers. Hand it off to Williams. Williams just going to attack the left side, get around the corner, get what he can. And he will be inside the 10 all the way down to the 7-yard line. Now they'll spot it back at the 8. Uribe with the tackle, the 5'10" junior linebacker. Liberty with the chance to retake the lead here early in the 4th quarter. Now Bliss in the backfield. This is a keeper for Swanson. Swanson throws it out to Luis Alamo. Was he across the line? This could be an illegal forward pass. The flag is on the play by the pylon. Swanson rolled out, and if he lost track of where he was, this would be loss of down and the penalty, I believe. So instead of having a 2nd and 3, they must have determined that they're going to pick up the flag after a consultation with the other officials. Ball at the 9-yard line. 3rd and 2. Same fake by Swanson. This time he'll put a shoulder down and meet the attempted tackle by Gomez. He'll be inside the 5. It'll be a 1st and goal for the Lancers. But he couldn't get it past the 5'11", 140-pound sophomore Gomez, saving the touchdown. Deep in the eye is Williams. Williams takes it off the right-hand side. Back to the power running game for Liberty. Liberty with the running game, trying to eat some clock as they make their way to the end zone. Trailing by 4. Quarterback sneak by Swanson. He lunges at the last minute, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Quarterback keeper all the way. Now the all-important extra point to go up by 3. And this is blocked. Blocked by the Trojans. So instead of trailing by 3, they trail by 2, 29-27. So driving down, if it comes down to it, a field goal is the difference instead of a touchdown. .14 left on the clock, plenty of time for Thornton. They've shown they can move the ball. Young with 2 touchdowns today, 6 yards and 49 yards. This kick powered into the end zone on the fly for the touchback. And the Trojans will start at the 20-yard line. Big set of downs here now for the Lancers defense. They need to come up with the stop and give their offense good field position. Leading by 2. Young in the pistol, motion man coming across, throw it out here in the flat. And up the sidelines, making men miss and breaking tackles. That is Gomez. So big hitter on the first play, goes for 17 yards. First down, Trojans at the 37-yard line. Three receivers to the right now for Reese. Give it to Young going to the right. Young strung out, flag in the backfield. This one's probably coming back, and they finally string Young out short of the first down at the 43-yard line. Bliss in on the tackle. Parsick out there in the vicinity. And it will be a hold on Thornton, and they will back up. Back to the 24-yard line. Castillo gets tagged with the hold. First and 22 now for Thornton. Send Lobato to the right side of your screen. Big splits. Young in the backfield is going to get swarmed in right as he gets the handoff. Liberty said they've got it on a fumble, no signal, and now there is a signal. So Young got it up in the middle and got stripped on the way to the ground. There was that stop that the Liberty defense needed. Now their offense is in position to build and enlarge this 2-point lead. 8:13 on the clock. Taking over at the 22-yard line. Williams in the backfield. Winter spread to the right. Option pitch to the left. Ball on the ground. And Thornton says they've turned it back over. Coming up with it for Thornton was Ibanez. So no harm, no foul on the fumble by Young. They get it back at the 22-yard line. First and 10. 8:06 left to go. Trailing by 2. Give it to Young off the left-hand side. Varsity dropping Young. But Young ahead for 5, make it 2nd and 5 on the play. Offset eye. Lobato in motion now. Pitch it to Young coming this way. Young with an inside-out move makes the corner. And he'll be drug out of bounds First and 10. Joe Shaver with the tackle. Ball will be spotted at the 46-yard line. Still 7:20 on the clock. Offset eye, Young stands about the 39. Inside handoff this time. And a gain of 3 out to the 49-yard line. We've got an injured Trojan down on the field. I think that was Ibanez with the carry, and that might be Ibanez who was down after the hit. Let's hope it is just the cramp. They are flexing the legs a little bit, trying to work cramps out. "64 degrees a little bit ago at halftime when we checked. We are here in the fourth quarter, 7:04 left. Extremely warm Halloween day here in Colorado Springs. And we have had 2 exceptional football games today, one earlier between Coronado and Cheyenne Mountain, and the other one here between 0-3 Thornton coming in and taking on 1-2 Liberty. And Thornton has been every bit the match for Liberty. As you see Ibanez making his way to the sideline. Good news is he's up and moving on his own with a little help from his coaches. Get hydrated and get stretched out a little bit. 2nd and 7 now. Gomez in motion across the formation. That causes Parsick to jump. There's a free 5. That'll bring up 2nd and 2 now. Inside of 7 minutes, Liberty can afford any mental errors. A win here today, and they climb into a 4-way tie atop of the 4A I-25 standings. With Palmer, Coronado, and Cheyenne Mountain. Palmer and Coronado winning today. Cheyenne Mountain suffering the loss to Coronado. Liberty win puts them all at 2-2, and 2-1 more importantly in league play. This is Young coming to the near side into the arms of Anthony J. Loss of 1 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3.
Anthony J with the tackle.
6 minutes left. Halfway through this fourth quarter at Gary Berry Stadium. Liberty 29, Thornton 27. Reese under center. Give it to Young in the backfield. Bounces off one of his own men. He'll be ahead for the first down. Nick Parsons in on the tackle, but not until Young catches or gets the first down. In the 2 games that Thornton had scored in, they got 23 in the loss to Summit and 21 against Coronado. They put up 27 here today. The offense clicking here in week number 4. Young off the near side.
Young with the carry. 2nd down.
Shaver with the tackle. And now Young is limping as he gets up out of the pile. He's been a workhorse for the Trojans today. I'm sure he's taken a beating, just like Williams has taken a beating for the Lancers. 4:42 on the clock now. Trojans at the 38 of the Lancers. Motion is Lobato. Give it off to Young again, and Young is met by Jay and pushed back. Jay, Shaver, and also getting off the bottom of the pile is Parsick. They'll spot the ball at the 36-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5. Approaching 4 minutes on the clock. You can see the shadows starting to invade the field here at Gary Berry Stadium. Two receivers to the right. Reese on the slant, complete. And immediately tackled, but enough for the first down. With the catch, Eduardo Madrid, the 5'8" senior. Madrid with his first catch of the year. And it gives his team a big first down here late at the 27-yard line. Young in the backfield. Deep in the eye. Give it to him following his fullback. No whistle yet. There is the whistle. Young is ahead for a gain of about 4 or 5. Hard to tell with all those bodies there. 3 minutes, 180 seconds and counting. Thornton moving into position, taking their time, doing a great job of taking a lot of time off this clock. All they need is a field goal to win it, thanks to the missed extra point on the last touchdown by Liberty. Give it to Young. Young loses his jersey. Parsick able to wrap him up. It'll be a short gain. Might be enough for, or it's going to be short of the first down by about a yard. It will be 3rd and 1. Approaching the 2-minute warning, 2-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. Quarterback keeper by Reese, and he'll be ahead for the first down to the 15-yard line. If you're a fan of old-fashioned smash-mouth football, you've got to love this drive by the Thornton Trojans. 1:57 on the clock. Timeout Thornton with 1:57 left, and you trail by 2, 29-27. Started this drive back at the 20, and you're currently at the 15 of Liberty. There were 7 minutes and some change on the clock. Liberty scored at 9:11 left of the 4th quarter, but then the teams traded fumbles, which ate up about 2 minutes and 7 seconds. So I think it was 7:04 when this drive started, and we are now sitting with 1:57 on the clock in a 2-point game. Liberty's defense trying to preserve the victory. Again, if you're watching up and down the Front Range, we thank you for the tune-in. We hope you've enjoyed this extremely entertaining game between Thornton and Liberty. Stack the right side of the line. Make a little hole for Young to run through. Short gain down to the 12-yard line. Clock running, 1:40, 1:39. Thornton with the tight end left, fullback offset to the left in the I formation. Give it to Young. Young is going to be swallowed up. Williams in there on the tackle with Jay. Ball down to the 10-yard line. 3rd and 4. 110, 109, 108 left to go. Double tight end or double tackle to the left, and Kilo grabs Young and throws him for a loss back to the 11-yard line. No gain on the play. Well, where are they going to spot the ball? They finally spotted at the 9. 4th and 3. 32 seconds left to go. Thornton needs the first down, and there is the motion penalty. They had put Jordan Padilla in as the fullback and the blocking back, and Padilla makes the mistake and jumps prematurely. So let's see if that changes the strategy up. The ball back to the 14-yard line. 26.6 seconds left. All they need is a field goal. But with the special teams troubles we've had today, timeout on the field, I believe taken by Thornton with 26.6 left to go. Not much of a breeze, but you can see the breeze is back. Old Glory blowing from the north to the south. That is right in the face of Thornton. If they try the field goal attempt here for the win, that is what they are kicking into. And that is what they have chosen to do. Montelongo on for the kick. The spot is the 20-yard line. It is a kick of 30 for the lead. And it's blocked by Liberty. Still loose and now fallen on by the Lancers. Liberty blocks the kick, and that will do it. 20.4 seconds left on the clock. And barring some unforeseen tragedy in victory formation for the Lancers, they are going to drop the Trojans to 0-4, but a very hard-fought, well-earned kudos game for the Trojans and head coach Nick Trombetta. But victory formation for the Lancers and Eric Gossage. That will be the last play inside of 12 seconds. And a joyous Lancer sideline. And the home crowd on the east side here at Gary Berry Stadium celebrating a Lancer win. That moves them into a 4-way tie. Everybody's 2-2 on the regular season and 2-1 in league play. Cheyenne Mountain, Coronado, Palmer, and Liberty share the lead. Now, of course, there's tiebreakers and things. Coming up next for the Trojans, they host Palmer and then visit Cheyenne Mountain. For the Lancers, they host Coronado here. It will be on the YouTube stream. And then they will visit Palmer here at Gary Berry Stadium, which will also be on the YouTube stream, but it will be on Palmer's YouTube stream with District 11. Great game, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Liberty holds on, blocking a kick attempt. 29-27 is our final. I am Barry Reed. I hope you enjoyed the coverage today. Congratulations to the Liberty Lancers. Wow, what a game, back and forth, highly competitive. And very entertaining. Have a great weekend, everybody. Remember, we're rolling our clocks back an hour this evening. I am Barry Reed. We hope you enjoyed it. Have a great evening, everybody, and a safe and healthy weekend. Good night.